I'm Niamh Dooley and I'm the co-founder of BSOL and Circular Food Co. So I'm going to be talking about two companies today. But today I want to share a story about food, not just about what's on your plate, but about what's behind it, the waste, the opportunity, and the power we hold to shape a cleaner and circular future. Hopefully this goes. There we go. So let's start with the hard truth. 1/3 of all food produced ends up as waste. And 800 million people every day go hungry each day. And also, food waste accounts for 8 to 10% of greenhouse gas emissions. And if you looked at food waste as a country, it would be the third largest greenhouse gas emission emitter following China and the US. Also, when we look at food and look at our diets, 80% of the Irish population don't eat enough fibre. And fibre has been proven to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, IBS, colon cancer, and that's just to name a few. So that's myself and my brother, who's my co-founder, Ruairi. Some of you may or may not know us at this stage. But we put our heads together and we said, how could we tackle those two problems? We were both interested in healthy eating, so we said we'd try and produce a nutritionally dense product, but how could we do it in a sustainable way? So that really led us to the idea of upcycling. So what we did then is we looked at on the island of Ireland and we tried to see what food was in abundance in terms of waste. So what was the largest waste stream on the island? And that actually led us to working with brewers spent grain. So for anyone that doesn't know, that's the byproduct that's coming out of making beer. And you can see the raw material in the photo there. We actually started working with Ballyclcavan brewery and distillery or brewery straight away. So yeah, we wanted to upcycle that byproduct and turn it into a clean ingredient that was also full of fibre and protein and vitamins and minerals. So that's what got me really excited, because my background's food science and health. So I said, this is getting wasted or it's being given to animal feed, but we could actually see a higher value in feeding ourselves with it. So what we did then is we reached out to brewers. So I had a spreadsheet and I pitched the idea to as many breweries as I could get on the phone. They thought it was a great idea. Some maybe thought I was a bit cracked, but everyone said, look, if you can get this going, we'd love to be a part of it. So essentially, long story short, we collected the grain and we tried to turn it back into an ingredient. We were successful in doing this at a small scale, and then we pitched the idea to Enterprise Ireland, which we were successful in getting some support from them. And this led us to opening our own pilot facility only about 500 metres down the road from here. But we got our ingredient right, and it's in the market. But what we wanted to do was look at the impact of upcycling. So we took our malt, so the upcycled brewer spent grain versus a traditional malt flour. And you can see there that by using that, you can reduce your water by 100%, the soil reduction by 99%, and carbon by 22%. So there's BSOL was mentioned. So some of you may or may not know the brand, but this brand contains brewer spent grain. And we're very proud of this brand. It's won many awards and it's now listed across Ireland. So yeah, but why this slide is here is because myself and my brother really used BSOL as a case study. We wanted to prove that we could take this byproduct or an ingredient that wasn't used before and that we could bring it to consumers' plates, that they would want to eat it, that it tastes good, that the nutrition was there. And this could all be done safely, and obviously it's part of the circular economy. So it's all about collaboration as well. So whoever is from the local area. I think most of us are, but that's the plant that we're in now. It was the old Carol's Cuisine factory. We were delighted to find this location and building. It's very hard to find a food grade premises for lease. In the Midlands, we struggled until we found this place. So we're quite proud to be in Tullamore and representing Tullamore now in terms of upcycled foods. We have 10 members on our team, and we're also BRC approved. For anyone that doesn't know that, that's a third party accreditation for food safety and quality. So we had our audit last week, so it's our third year now in a row to get a BRC A grade. So we're delighted with that, but kind of why we've chosen that path is because we want other manufacturers to use this ingredient and the other upcycled ingredients that we hope to bring to market. So you might think that we've already spoken about the problem, but this leads me kind of back into Circular Food Co. As myself and my brother were out the road and developing the brand, we kind of realised that all food manufacturers have waste. So is this a problem that we can help solve? And that's where Circular Food Co was really brought to life. So most manufacturers are disposing of their waste instead of utilising it. And this is really going to affect their bottom line, and as well as their ESG and CSRD reports as well. So that's why we want to bring upcycling as a service to the market under the Circular Food Co brand. And ultimately, what's not measured can't be managed. So a lot of companies, they have their waste, but they don't have accurate data in terms of what that is. So we want to get in there and help these manufacturers and ultimately, help reduce food waste, bring lower carbon ingredients to the market, and also and help them improve their margins as well. So it's a win-win, and it's all about collaboration. So just in a nutshell, that we help food manufacturers turn food waste into profitable products, reducing carbon and water use. Unlike animal feed companies, we add value, and we've proven this with Ireland's leading breweries and bakeries. So our goal, it's quite ambitious, but I suppose we have to have it. And we would love to be Europe's leading impact driven food waste specialist company. To do that, we need to work with a select group of Irish manufacturers to finesse our upcycling solution. We believe we can enter the UK market then next, as they use a lot of mulled flours and have large bakeries there, and also the Dutch market and increase our sales across Europe. And I suppose to the point earlier, what do we need? Manufacturing isn't cheap, not to do it in Ireland especially. So we will need capital to really scale out the plant to achieve these goals. We'd love to be introduced to more manufacturers if they want to get involved and work with us. Today is all about connection and collaboration. So happy to speak to anybody after this. And we'll need some good food engineers as well to help us keep going. That's it in a nutshell. Thanks a million for having me here today.